Heyo, what's good, homies? It's me. It's Madison. Woohoo! Okay, well, actually, you guys know me as Marie Blackleaf, but I'm Madison. Hi, guys. Nice to meet you. And today I'm going to be doing Marie's makeup. So, yeah, this is my beauty blender. It looks like a butt, and this is me squishing it and then realizing it looks like a butt. But I moistened my beauty blender, so I wetted it. I wet my beauty blender so that it actually blends well, and I lost my primer. And now usually what I use for primer is my Lancome Base Pro, but sometimes you can use Urban Decay All Nighter to set your face if you really want to go for that I'm not coming off my skin look. Um, this makeup was hard enough to get off as it is with it, but if you really want to make sure that that foundation does not come off, apply with a beauty blender instead of just spraying it. Use the bottom part because you can't trust a nozzle for spraying. I'm going to be using the Lancome La Base Pro, LA Base Pro. Usually you don't see me without makeup, but right now I don't have makeup on, and I have scars all over my face and hyperpigmentation. So this primer is really good for filling in like uneven skin textures and reducing the appearance of scars and hyperpigmentation. Next, we're going to use a color correcting fluid, and this one is Urban Decay's yellow. This is me pumping the crap out of it because there's like none left, and like none of it's coming out. But I just rub it like all over my skin. This is way too much for any normal human to use. Now, I'm shaking up my foundation. I don't usually do that, but I feel really professional doing it, so here you guys go. This is the lightest color the Too Faced has because, as you can tell, I'm really white, so there's that. Blend that down into your neck because you don't want to have the orange face, pink skin on the neck look. It's spicy. This is the Kat Von D Lock-It powder and translucent, and now my camera never focused on anything. This is me just getting sick and tired of the camera. You want to wait for your foundation to absorb into your skin. So I'm gonna blend a little bit. Oh yeah, this is me almost forgetting my concealer. I don't need concealer. No one ever needs concealer, but I like concealer because it evens out whatever I'm doing. It's important if you want this to say to use the Kat Von D's eyeshadow primer. I use a lot of Kat Von D products because they're always on sale, but it's color correcting eyeshadow primer by Kat Von D in light. And this, if you put this on your eyelid, sis, it's never coming off. Like I use it for LARPs only because it's like it's not even an alcohol based product, and it does not come off whatsoever. Like I had it on my eyelids for a week after I tried removing it, but it's really good. You need to use it if you're going to do this makeup. I'm kind of feeling to see if it's dry all over the place because you can test your cheek and it can be dry, but people have mixed oily combination skin, so your forehead could still be oily, so I give it a little time. So I'm applying setting powder to my face with a big fluffy brush. I'm tapping it and then I'm holding it onto my skin so that it has a moment to sit on my skin before I continue to blend it in. And I take my beauty blender, dip it into my powder so that there's like a line, and then I put it underneath my eyes like I put my head in a bunch of cocaine. We gotta apply these eyebrows, and this is an eyebrow brush by Benefit, and it's in the color 5, I think, which is almost the darkest. But what I'm doing here is I'm brushing my eyebrows out. So here's me with my done eyebrows, and I'm just kind of exhaling for a moment. I got really close to the mirror, and I took the very tiny tip of my eyebrow pencil and I followed the natural curve of my eyebrows in feathery motions, and then followed it all the way down. Now that my entire face is done, this is like the normal looking makeup. This is when you get into the finer details. Your Tarteist eyeliner. And now this Tarteist eyeliner is the gel eyeliner that they have. And it is called Clay Paint Liner. And it comes with that angled brush. And all you have to do is squeeze it a little bit harder than you think you would have to squeeze. Take your very tiny brush, dip it in there, blend it into that brush, and apply it with the angled brush. Apply it in an upwards angle following your waterline at the bottom of your eyes. It's the same process on the next eye. You know, apply it all over, smudge it around. It's super creamy. It's not that hard to spread around. Pull the color down to the bottom lower lash. You really just want to make sure that you don't want to line your waterline, because that'll make your eyes look smaller. You want to bring it below the waterline where your lash line is and follow that and make it a little bit thicker so that it looks like you have bigger eyes. And now, here's me checking my phone for 15 minutes of video. So I grabbed a small circular fluffy brush. It's very compact bristles. I don't know the exact name of it, which kind of sucks. But it's an e.l.f. contour brush. I do know the same name of it. So I'm taking my Too Faced palette in Chocolate Bar Semi-Sweet, and I'm taking the color Licorice from its very used container that it's in. And I'm taking that black, that it's one of the best blacks I've ever used, and I'm just blending that baby out. But I'm bringing that down below the waterline, and I'm blending it out around my eye socket. Now, basically, no matter what eye shape you have, you want to put all of this black and blend it out to the creases and the edges of your eye socket like a skull. But I'm actually taking the color Kristen, and is it Kristen? Yeah, it's called Kristen by Kylie Cosmetics with her lipstick they have. Anyway, I'm taking that color and I'm applying it to my lips. And now this is like a mauve-y hot pink. It's like a toned down hot pink. But why so serious, huh? I realize I look like the Joker at this point, but I'm taking a larger contour brush. It's a large. It's like a big fluffy boy. And I'm taking the color Pecan Praline from Too Faced's palette Chocolate Bonbons. And now, is it pecan or pecan? whatever you want to say. And then praline, I say pecan because I'm from New England. And I'm taking that color, that neutral grayish brown. I'm taking the contour brush by e.l.f. again. Now the contour brush by e.l.f. is really supposed to be used for the eyes, but I'm using the leftover black I had on it from my eyes, and I'm condensing a little tiny black line right in the corners of my cheekbones, right in the beginning, and taking that bigger contour brush that I have, that big fluffy one. I'm blending the color out the same way I did originally with the pecan praline color. Taking the color Divinity by the Too Faced palette Chocolate Bonbons, and I'm using that to just highlight the parts of my face around my chin and jaw and forehead, nose, and all that. You want to avoid the underneath of your eyes, unlike me, because I screwed up, but that you need to keep that powderless, or at least less powdery, for the coloring that's going to come later on for the eyes. But I'm taking the Kat Von D color Damned and I'm placing it into my lips. After I applied that Kylie's lip color in the magenta and waited for that to dry, which it never did, I applied the Kat Von D to the center, and I kind of just smacked my lips together a bunch of times to kind of get to the both of the top and bottom lip, and I took my finger and at the very edge and just tapped and blended it out. What you want to do is you want to make sure you want to wipe away any excess powder underneath your eyes before you do this, but you take the damp color and you put a bunch of dots underneath the eye. Don't put this near your eyes because this is not eye safe. But you tap it a bunch of times with your finger underneath your eyes and around the eye to give it a very blotchy red look. And the best way to approach this is to do less dots. I put a lot of dots for the sake of time, but it gave it a more blended look, which I wasn't going for. If you really want a splotchy red look, do 2 dots at a time and kind of add from there. I took 2 dots and put it in the inner corners of my eyes, and now I have a kind of like a deep bone structure there, so it wasn't very close to my eye, but I made sure not to get it too close to the corners, and I blended that out. You can use the very small contour brush like the one from e.l.f. to blend that out too, and I kind of brought that down my nose a little bit. Now I'm taking a flat kind of fluffy brush, and I'm using that to buff my nose out a little with the color that I actually want on my nose. So that's the kind of subtle nose contour that I'm going for. I don't want to look like Voldemort and have 0 nose, because that's not what this life is about, sis. But I'm taking the Divinity color from the Chocolate Bonbon palette. I'm trying to blend out that nasty Kylie lipstick that I put on, which I literally never suggest anyone buy. I've had so many issues with Kylie's lipstick. It's unbelievable. Like, it bleeds, it stains, and it doesn't blend. It's annoying. It's annoying. I'm showing you this just so you don't buy it. It has crap on the bottom of it. But I put 2 of those dots in the mid section of my eyes, between the darker damned color and my black eyeliner / eyeshadow, and I dabbed that in to give that more vibrant pink look. And I took that all the way up and around my eyelid, and I blended that out. Now, the only pro about this part is that because it mixed with the eyeshadow, it was actually easy to remove, to blend off, but I screwed up here, so yeah, don't worry. Just wipe it off with your finger. And now it's time for the veins. The veins. This is the part that makes it the creepiest. And now I'm starting with the Tarteist clay liner and the brush again. And I'm making sure that you can also use an angled brush or a lipstick brush. That'll work too, but it's not as easy, I guess. You'll get a very tiny brush. Squirt some of that clay liner on and dip that bad boy in. And now what you need to do in order to create good vein lines is to take it very light, kind of go out a little, up a little, out a little. It's not wavy. It's kind of like a branch. Don't think lightning bolt when you're thinking veins. And what I'm doing is I'm taking that black and I'm darkening the corners of my mouth to make the veins blend in better. Now that I have the veins on my mouth, I'm taking it to the eyes, and I'm looking in the mirror for this, so this actually is unhelpful for you guys, and I apologize. But what I did was I did a straight line out, a straight line down, and it looks very squiggly.
You gotta find that nightmare.
Alright, so this part we're going to start the forehead veins, and now the forehead veins are a lot bigger and a lot thicker than the veins around the eyes and mouth, just because that's how they naturally are in the body. But the forehead vein, I traced off my natural vein because I'm very pale, and all it is down through the eye and through the eyebrow, and then a branched off around the same direction. And they seem to be a little bit squiggly. It's not very straight, because veins don't necessarily go straight. It's kind of like a straight-ish curve around the corners down into the eye. And now I'm taking my Kat Von D's pigment Thunderstruck. It's a single pigment, and I'm taking my contour brush, and these are the last steps, and I am highlighting my bone structure, so right at the forehead with this metallic white, because Marie has a very deathly, iridescent white kind of skin tone to her that doesn't look too healthy or natural. So this is basically the final look, and I really enjoyed doing this. It did take a lot of time. I didn't expect it to take like this long, but that's what happens when I make videos. Anyway, if you like this, or if you want to see something else that you're interested in, my horde of LARP stuff or whatever, just let me know. I'd love to hear from you. But thanks, guys, and